What's going on, guys? We're back today for a little review on my 1932 Willys Knight sedan build. The last time you guys saw this thing, we were bringing it back from Alberta and unloading it at the shop. It was still fully together, and it is no longer fully together. So, body is fully off. Frame is obviously sitting over here. So a lot has happened, and I need to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. And I also have a full rendering finished for what my vision is for this build. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that at the end of this video as well, or maybe in the thumbnail, I don't know. Here it is. So grill is still sitting on here. It's basically just hanging. A lot of the body parts are just sitting on this pallet right now. So these are some pieces from the dash, pieces of the floor pan, a bunch of random pieces. None of these wheel wells or the running boards are gonna be on there anymore. So the fenders that were sitting here are all gonna stay off. We just gotta take these arms off. The running board arms are gonna stay off, so those are gonna come off and move. There are still some small pieces left in, like just this piece I wanted to kind of put in and see what it was gonna look like. But yeah, she's pretty bare. So under here, obviously there's no engine or transmission like before. They got an old battery tray here, which is gonna have to go. I've just been chopping stuff out, so the exhaust is half gone. I gotta take the rest of the exhaust out and basically just take this thing fully apart. There's gonna be different axles, front and rear. So the only thing that's gonna stay the same really is the frame. Everything else is gonna change. The plan is to put Dana 60's front and rear on this thing. Now I don't know how that's gonna technically work width-wise. I think I have to get some measurements and actually look into that a little further, but I think it would be nice because I wanna have obviously a little space from the frame because I am planning on putting this thing on some 44-inch boggers, so we're gonna want some space to do some turning, otherwise I'm not gonna get anywhere with it. We're gonna do a 4-link, so just nothing with a big crazy cradle or anything like that, just a couple 4-link arms that come in front and rear. Back here, this fuel tank's gonna go, I mean, it's full of just garbage. I opened it up and looked in there and it's just beat. So we're gonna take that out, probably do a custom fuel cell, maybe in the same place back here, maybe just bring it back a little further so I can get some more fuel in there. This is gonna be a diesel. I'm planning on dropping an OM 606, so a 3-liter Mercedes diesel engine in here. They call it the Diesel 2J for a reason. It's a pretty savage motor and it sounds crazy. A little hard to get your hands on when you're in Canada, because it's from Europe, but should be pretty cool, and hopefully I can find some good parts to build it. And it should fit. It's pretty small, so I'm hoping it's gonna fit in the narrow nose that this thing has. Now moving on to the cab, obviously we've got no windows left. The whole nose is off of it. The nose is actually just sitting on the ground over here. Don't mind my wiring job, it's temporary, okay? So no nose anymore. I did realize that this is actually my AC vent, fun fact. So check this out. If we come into here, as you'll notice, no floor pan anymore because this is all previously wood. There was one metal piece that came across here and then the rest was wood. So got all that out, got the old seat out of here. All the wood slatting that was on the roof, that's all gone now. Any of the wood braces too, so there was wood braces all in here, all in here, all of that's gone. So basically took out every piece of wood that I could other than the main kind of body supports and in the doors because I have to remake all of this with metal. So I'm gonna take all this out and I'm gonna sheet it in and follow the exact same lines that they have. So I'm gonna keep those until I'm ready to do that and use them as a template. But yeah, this is our dash. Not a whole lot going on. I've cleared out everything in here too. So it's just really a bare shell now, but this is my AC right here. It's a little sticky, but yeah, the air just flows right through that and onto your feet. So I don't even need to deal with AC on this build because it's already done for me. So that's pretty cool. Up here, I've done some cutting just to get access into here, and I'm gonna leave this open, I think, for the future, so I'm gonna cut it down nice and flush actually. And yeah, I still got some work to do in here and all that. This top edge obviously is pretty nasty, so I'm gonna take it back nice and clean and probably extend it out a little further and get it actually attached here because it's just flimsy. This is gonna be a full plexiglass roof on this thing. I'm gonna have to brace it in, so probably gonna cut these pieces back as well to this line here, brace it down, and then kind of box it in so it's got some good support, and then it'll have to get boxed in probably to the roll cage, which we're gonna do an interior roll cage on this as well, because if I roll this thing, I think it's gonna be a pretty bad day for me because it's a tin can. But moving on to the latest part that I've been dealing with is the lead that I realized they used to fill the old seams on this thing. So if you come back here and you look, you'll see, you can kind of see the color difference here, and you can see it's cracking a little bit, and I was unaware, but they used to use lead to fill their weld seams on these things. So that's one that I haven't touched yet, and there's only a couple left on the back end here. But if you come over here, I've removed all the lead out of here, and you can see it's all just like pretty terrible welds, to be honest, and then a little bit of rot underneath there as well. Same with this front corner. So we got all of that out. And this is the worst corner by far. If we take a look, it's pretty much entirely detached other than this tiny section right here. So it's gonna be a pain for me to fix this part. This is the corner that I'm the most worried about fixing, because I'm gonna try to do it, and I'm not a body man. But in here too, this inside corner is gonna be pretty difficult to get the correct curve on that and get it into some good metal. The lead came all the way down these seams right here and kind of flowed into this gap right here and all down here. So I've melted all of that off. There's a little bit of rust to deal with here, so I'm probably gonna have to cut it back to about here, cut this whole section out. The rust down here as well. So this all has to get repaired. So lead's all gone here too. So cleared all of that out, and this stuff just melts like butter. Like you literally put a torch to it and you heat it up and it just drips right off. It's actually, I've got a full board of it over here, just everywhere. And you got to be careful too. You got to wear a respirator. You got to make sure you're doing everything right, because it's not good to breathe that sort of stuff in. I am probably going to pull the firewall out and do a custom firewall just for a little more room with the engine as well. So that's probably going to be in the plan. I think I'll just have to cut it out. I'll have to look at how it's attached. I know there's some nails going through here, but I think it's also welded on the backside. Instead of the old school circle headlights, which I was debating on keeping, we're actually going to go ahead and put some wood light headlights on this thing. So if you don't know what that is, you'll see it on the rendering. It is actually an old aftermarket headlight that you could get, and it's got this cool look to it. It's almost like a teardrop headlight, and it should look really cool. We're gonna do a bracket probably off of the side of the grill here that comes up, and this holds them kind of here so they're out of the way and still have a good vantage point for light. Colors are gonna be a root beer brown on the body with some tan accents, and then the frame I'm gonna keep black. All of the suspension components under it are gonna be a tan color with black accents. So I think that's gonna look really good too, and just tie everything together really well. Gonna do some old style tow mirrors hanging off of here, like an old truck tow mirror mounted to the doors. Clearly we're gonna need an entirely new floor pan, so I'm gonna have to build that myself, and obviously it's gonna need a trans tunnel of some sort. So I'll probably build a trans tunnel and then a little center console maybe to cover that up as well and just kind of blend everything together. The dash we're gonna keep because I really like the design of the dash. It's got these really nice lines that flow along. So the plan is to keep the same dash and put a bunch of cool digital gauges behind these if I can. I'm gonna see what we can do with some companies out there, and then just do this in root beer brown and just follow it along with some tan accents along these lines. Now I can't decide if I wanna do the roll cage on the interior in tan or in black, because the inside, all of this is gonna be sheet metal is the plan, so it's all gonna be root beer brown as well. But I don't know if the tan in here is gonna be a little too much, because I wanna do tan seats as well. So 2 bucket seats up front and a bench in the back. So let me know what you guys think. Should I go tan or should I go black for the roll cage? And if you have any other ideas, I'm open to them. I wanna hear them. Other than that, we've got the old bench seat sitting here, and these are all of like the hand crank window mechanisms. So it's literally just this gear that turns and pushes this arm up and down that holds the window. Should probably watch myself on that glass. I've still got all of the panels so that I can take these and kind of rebuild them with metal as well, and then just put the same mechanism back on. I'd like to keep it still kind of old school and use a lot of the same things and just make them look good. Like, it's not gonna be your average rat rod that you see driving around. It's gonna be something entirely different that I've never seen anybody do before. Now, this thing is by no means going to be, you know, finished in a year or anything like that. I think it might even take me a year to get all of the bodywork and the metalwork done and done correctly. But it's going to be an absolute blast to build, and I think it's going to be really cool to document as I go along and show you guys all of the steps. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one, and I hope you guys are too. I'm going to be posting everything I do on it, all the metalwork as I learn, because I'm learning as you are too. Hope you guys enjoy this one, and get ready for the build series.